how it was created, and then the symptoms also. What are the symptoms of this manifested world? Then how it was created, and how it is conserved or maintained, and then under who is controlling this universe. And last question was yet so it was the ingredients about from which actually this material world is comprised with.
Yes. The first question was about Rupam. What is the characteristics of this universe? And Adhishthanam, what is the foundation or how is the shelter of this creation and how it is created, system, process of creation, and Samastham, how it is conserved, and Yat Param, how it depends on, and Yatcha, what are the ingredients, what is it composed of. Okay, so we are on verse number 31. We have discussed till 30. 30 was speaking about, this is the answer to question number 6. That is, Supreme Lord is the material cause of this universe. Now, what are the ingredients? Where is it coming from? Krishna said, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, from me. He is the Supreme Cause. So, we'll go further. 31st. Thirtieth verse was 29. 30 was thereafter the Manus, the father of mankind, the great sages, the forefathers, the learned scholars, the Dayāśīl, and mankind perform sacrifices meant to please the Supreme Lord. Verse number 31. Narayane Bhagavati Tadidam Vishwam Ahitam Vihita Mayuro Guna Sargado Agunaswata. All these material manifestations of the universes are therefore situated in his powerful material energies, which he accepts self-sufficiently, although he is eternally without affinity for the material modes. The question put by Narad before Brahma concerning the sustenance of the material creation is thus answered. This is answer to question number 2 and 5. Adhishthanam and Yat Param. Material actions and reactions, as the material scientists can superficially observe, are not basically ultimate truth in regard to creation, maintenance, and destructions. The material energy is the potency of the Lord, which is displayed in time, accepting the three qualities of goodness, passion, ignorance in the form of Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. Goodness, passion, and ignorance in the form of Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. The material energy thus works under the supreme spell of his lordship, although he is always transcendental to all such material activities. A rich man constructs a big house by spending his energy in the shape of resources. And similarly, he destroys the big house by his resources. Prabhupada is giving an analogy to explain the phenomena. But the maintenance is always under his personal care. The Lord is the richest of the rich because he is always fully complete in six opulences. Therefore, he is not required to do anything personally, but everything in the material world is carried out by his wishes and directions. Therefore, the entire material manifestation is situated in Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Where is the evidence that the entire material manifestation is situated in Narayan? Where is the evidence in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna is speaking this principle. His answer. Which verse from Bhagavad Gita? Bolo, we have discussed the principle. Yes, Dayāśīl Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी 7.5 प्रभु जी मत्त परद्रनान्य किंचिदस्ति आनंदाय मने सर्वम् इदं प्रोतं सूत्रमणि
Krishna is saying there is no truth superior to me. But here he is saying that everything is situated in me. How that verse comes here? What this verse is speaking? What is the purport line speaking here?
प्रभु जी everything rests on the supreme lord.
Yeah.
The second
Okay. One is Sutre Mani Ganaiva. Okay. And more precisely, Krishna speaks. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakt murtina matsthani sarvabhutan. Matsthani sarvabhutan. Na chaham teshu avastita. By me in my unmanifest form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me. Very clear. 9.4. Therefore, the entire material manifestation is situated in Narayan. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Everything is situated within Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonal conception of the Supreme Truth is due to lack of knowledge only. And this fact is clearly explained by Brahmaji, who is supposed to be the creator of the universal affair. Brahmaji is the highest authority in Vedic wisdom. And his assertion in this connection is therefore called the Supreme Information. The same Brahmaji comes as Haridas Thakur. What he comes to explain? That Kalau Nastev Nastev Gati Rannatham. That in this age of Kali, there is no other process, there is no other process, there is no other process. Then what is the process? Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam Eva Kevalam. Srijamitan niyuktoham haro harati tadvasha vishvam purusha rupena pariprati trishakti thre. By his will I create. This is Brahma speaking. By his will I create. Srijami is Krishna, to create. How? Tat niyuktaha aham. Niyuktaham. By he is appointed me. And haro harati tadvasha. Haro is Shiva. Hara. Harati means destruction. And tadvashaha. Vashaha means under his control, or here it is subordination. By his will I create, and under his will Lord Shiva destroys. And Vishwam Purusha Rupena, and he himself in his eternal form, his personality of Godhead, maintains everything. Pariprati. Paripati is maintains. And Tri Shakti Tri. He is the powerful controller of the three energies. What are the three energies? What are three energies here? Yes, Ramya?
Very good. So the three modes.
Okay. Remote we will find out in the purport. The conception of one without second is clearly confirmed here. The one is Lord Vasudev, the only by his different energies and expansions are different manifestations, both in the material and the spiritual worlds. Maintained. In the material world also, Lord Vasudev is everything as stated in Bhagavad Gita 7:19, Vasudevam Sarvam Iti. Everything is Vasudev only. In the Vedic hymns also the same Vasudev is held to be supreme. It is said in the Vedas, Vasudevat Paro Brahman Na cha anyo artho ati tattvata asti tattvata. In fact, there is no greater truth than Vasudev. What Dayāśīl Prabhu said, Matta Partaram Nanyar. And Lord Krishna affirms the same truth in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Partaram Nanyar. There is nothing above me, Lord Krishna. So the conception of oneness as overly stressed by the impersonalist is also accepted by the personalist devotee of the Lord. The difference is that the impersonalist denies personality in the ultimate issue, whereas the devotee gives more importance to the personality of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam explains this truth in the verse under discussion. Lord Vasudev is one without a second. But because he is all powerful, he can expand himself as well as display his omnipotencies. The Lord is described here as omnipotent by the three energies, three Shakti. So primarily his three energies are internal, marginal and external, not the three modes. It is the Tatastha, Antaranga and Bahiranga. This external energy is also displayed in three modes of goodness, passion and ignorance. Similarly, the internal potency is also displayed in three spiritual modes, Samvit, Sandhini and Lagani. The marginal potency of the living entities is also spiritual, Prakriti Vidhi Me Param. But the living entities are never equal to the Lord. The Lord is Nirast Samya Atishaya. In other words, no one is greater than or equal to the Supreme Lord. So the living entities, including even such great personalities as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, are all subordinate to the Lord. In the material world also, in the eternal form of Vishnu, he maintains and controls all the affairs of demigods, including Brahma and Shiva. Iti te avihitam tatha yathedam anuprikshasi nanyad bhagavata kinchit havyam sadasad atmakam. My dear sir, my dear son, whatever you inquired from me, I have thus explained unto you. And you must know for certain that whatever there is, either as cause or as effect, both in the material and spiritual world, is dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The complete cosmic situation, both in the material and in the spiritual manifestation of the energies of the Lord, is working and moving first as the cause and then as the effect. But the original cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Effects of the original cause become the cause of other effects. And thus everything, either permanent or temporary, is working as cause and effect. And because the Lord is the primeval cause of all persons and all energies, He is the primeval cause, He is the Adi, He is the original person, the original cause. He is called the cause of all causes, that confirmed in Brahma Samhita as well as the Bhagavad Gita. The Brahma Samhita 5.1 affirms Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakaran Karanam. And in the Bhagavad Gita 10:8 it is said, Aham Sarvasya Prabhuvo Matta Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Samanvita. So the original primeval cause is Vigraha, the personal, and the impersonal spiritual effulgence Brahma Jyoti is also an effect of the Supreme Brahman. Brahmano hi Pratishtha. Very, very beautiful verse. See, this is the conclusion. Very beautiful verse. This verse I had studied almost 15 years back. See what is the declaration? What a bold declaration Brahmaji is saying. He's saying, Na bharati me anga mrisho plakshate na vaikvachin me manaso mrishakriti na me ऋषिकानि पतन्ति सत्पथे यन्मे हृदय उत्कंठा कंठयावतो धृतो हरि. So he says, O Narad, because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, with great zeal, whatever I say has never proved to have been false. This is called Brahma Vakya. Whatever Brahmaji says has to come true. Nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred. This is the position of Brahmaji. Nor are my senses ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter. How and why? Because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, with zeal. Because Yanme Hriday Utkanthaya Avyata Trito Hari. Because I have, with all eagerness, in all zeal, caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord Hari in my heart. Where he has caught the lotus feet in his heart. Whatever he says has never proved wrong or false. Nor the progress of his mind ever deterred, nor my senses are ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter. How many of you agree with the statement? How many of you agree? How many of you agree? No one. No one agrees with what Brahmaji is speaking. What is your position? What you are saying, Ramya? You are raising your hand. Others, what you are thinking? That what Brahmaji is saying is false. Huh? You are not raising your hand, Purushottam. What do you feel? Brahmaji is speaking false. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva is writing false.
No, Prabhu.
Then why you are not raising your hand? You do not, I don't think most of you are understanding what I am trying to ask. Is the statement, the declaration which Brahmaji is making, how many of you agree? Please raise your hands. What? Sabne utha diya. Is there anyone who disagrees? This is what Brahmaji is speaking. You all disagree or agree? Follow?
Agree, Prabhuji.
Manoram, what is your position? You have no position. Huh?
Prabhuji, agreed, Prabhuji.
If you agree, then I will ask one question. When he is saying here that never my senses ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter, nor the progress of my mind deterred, nor is statement ever proved to be false. Then why he was bewildered? Why he took away why he stole the calves and the cowherd boys while they were playing with Krishna? When he's saying my senses are not subject to illusion, then why did we have Brahm Vimohan Lila? Why Brahm Vimohan Lila took place? When his senses can never be prone to illusion, how he came into illusion? You all know, na? Brahmaji took away the calves and the cowherd boys. Why? Because he could not accept, he could not believe that the boy who is playing with them, who is eating their remnants, can be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So to test him, he took away all the cowherd boys and all the calves. And here he is saying that never ever my senses are prone to illusion. How he was prone to illusion? Why he came and begged Krishna? Batao. How can both be true? How both can be true?
Prabhuji, maybe it may be a guess, but I can just try, Prabhuji. How?
You are already saying yes, that means there is no Shastric evidence. Then this is not a place of speculation, ना? तीर चला दिया, लग गया, ठीक है, नहीं गया तो मिस कर गया, ऐसा नहीं. There has to be some basis. There has to be some evidence. Now he was subject to illusion. Varangi is also thinking. She is also thinking. इधर आओ, Varangi. Hare Krishna. Bolo. Brahmaji, how he was put into illusion? When he is saying that whatever I say can never be wrong, nor my progress can be deterred, nor my senses be ever degraded. So how he was put into illusion? Okay, we will see the answer from Srimad Bhagavatam itself. We will see the answer from Srimad Bhagavatam. Good. None of you speculated. So Lord Brahma is the original speaker of Vedic wisdom to Narad, and Narad is the distributor of transcendental knowledge all over the world through his various disciples, like Vyasadeva and others. The followers of Vedic wisdom accept the statements of Brahmaji as gospel truth. Please hear very attentively. The followers of Vedic wisdom accept the statements of Brahmaji as gospel truth. Gospel is said for Bible. The transcendental knowledge is thus being distributed all over the world by the process of disciplic succession from time immemorial since the beginning of the creation, Lord Brahma is the perfect liberated living being within the material world. And any sincere student of transcendental knowledge must accept the words and statements of Brahmaji as infallible. Prabhupada is saying that sincere student of transcendental knowledge must accept. The Vedic knowledge is infallible because it comes down directly from the Supreme Lord unto the heart of Brahma. And since he is the most perfect living being, Brahmaji is always correct to the letter. And this is because Lord Brahma is the great devotee of the Lord who has earnestly accepted the lotus feet of the Lord as the supreme truth. In the Brahma Samhita, which is compiled by Brahmaji, he refutes the aphorism, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. I am worshipper of the original personality of Godhead Govinda, the primary Lord. So whatever he says, whatever he thinks, and whatever he does, normally in his mood, are to be accepted as truth because of his direct and very intimate connection with Govinda, the primeval Lord. Sri Govinda, who pleasingly accepts the loving devotional service of his devotee, gives all protection to the words and actions of his devotee. The Lord declares in Bhagavad Gita 9:31, Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, please declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. The Lord asks Arjuna to declare it. And why? Because sometimes the declaration of Govinda himself may seem contradictory to mundane creatures. But the mundaners will never find any contradiction in the words of the Lord devotees. What is the meaning of this statement? The Lord asks Arjuna to declare it. And why? Because the declaration of Govinda sometimes may seem contradictory. But the mundaner will never find any contradiction in the word of the Lord's devotee. What is the understanding of this statement what Srila Prabhupada is quoting? Bolo. Yes, Dayāśīl bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare-
Prabhuji, Lord Krishna declared in Mahabharata that he will not lift the weapon. But when his devotee was attacked by Bhishmadev, he had to lift the weapon. So in certain cases, he has done this. He has gone beyond his promise. So maybe because of that, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
He has broken his promise, his vow. Then where is the question of he will fulfill the promise of someone speaking on behalf of him? Does somebody declaring on his behalf has the potency? What you are saying is true, but on what basis the second statement comes true? You have justified why the former cannot be accepted. Any other evidence where he broke his promise? One he gave, one Dayāśīl Prabhu gave. But on the battlefield he promised he will not pick up any weapon. But when Arjuna was vehemently attacked by Bhishma, he gave up his promise and he attacked Vishwadev to kill him. And thus he broke his promise. Okay, where else? Where else he broke his promise? Where else he has broken his promise? Yes, Ramya?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, when he left for Mathura, he promised the gopis to come back, but he
Yes, excellent.
too long.
He told the gopis that I'm just coming back. And he never came back. So the gopis are crying and calling him a liar, a betrayer. He told all pack of lies, all false. So how he can be trusted? Okay. Other examples? No example is coming. Okay, if you cannot rely on Krishna's word, then what basis can one rely on Krishna's devotee's word? What basis? If he himself speaks lies, he does not have any credibility. So what credibility his devotee will have? Why the world is assured of the declaration of his devotee rather than he himself? You're following the question, na? What basis? When he himself cannot be trusted, so why will anyone trust what his devotee is speaking? What basis? इतने सालों से इतनी फिलॉसफी सुन रहे हो तो क्या असर है? कोई भी आके कुछ दो थप्पड़ लगा के चला जाएगा, वो हाँ हाँ हाँ, उसी की हाँ में हाँ मिलाओगे. वेयर इज द अंडरस्टैंडिंग? गिव मी द रीजंस एंड द एविडेंसेस. बोलो प्रदीप, व्हाट इज द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ भागवता और मनोरम? यू आंसर.
Prabhuji, in one way, I think I can see that devotees have the full trust and faith on the Supreme Lord. So always they speak about the Supreme Lord will protect to everyone. And in that case, I think in that regard, we have many
What did you say?
examples.
Supreme Lord will
Means,
protect to everyone.
no, devotees, they assured that those who surrenders to him, he protects them. So this statement is everywhere, it is correct, Prabhuji. There will be many other angles, but in one way, I think devotee statements, in that case, it is perfect.
No, why it is being said that the mundanas will not accept his declaration, but they will accept the declaration of his devotees. How and why? Because we don't believe what Prime Minister says, but we believe what Jayashankar says. Is there any logic? बोलो बोलो. Why this statement Prabhupada is writing? Yes, Dayāśīl.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Lord has proven in many of the instances where he had protected the word of his devotees. So by a practical example, he has demonstrated that.
Where is the example?
Like Prabhuji, Lord Brahma, he blessed Hiranyakashipu. But his words are protected, Prabhuji. I mean, because of that also.
What? Lord Brahma blessed Hiranyakashipu and Krishna came and killed him. So, where did he protect Brahmaji's word?
No, whatever the conditions were given, that condition fulfilled, Prabhuji, by the Lord.
This is not a good example. This does not fit him. Where? How we can say that? No evidence. It is a useless statement. It has no weight. Why Prabhupada is putting such a statement? Because Krishna already concedes. Aham bhakta paradhino iya swatantri iva tuja sadhu vigrasta hidayo. He says, he tells Durvasa Muni that I cannot do anything for you. Although I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because I am Bhakta Paradhin. I am already controlled and subordinate to my devotees who are surrendered. And I am aswatantra. I am not independent as you are thinking. And in my heart, sadhu vigrasta there. My pure devotee always dwell in my heart. So whatever they say, I have to follow. And I will follow. What are the other examples? Arjuna says, Senayor ubhiyor madhye ratham sthapya meyachut. And what Krishna said? Yes, sir. I will place your chariot in between the two armies and bewilder you. So, Krishna can break his own promise, but he cannot break the heart of his devotees by breaking their promise. So, Prabhupada said that in this life, if you follow the four regulative principles, every day attentively chant Hare Krishna and don't commit offense, I will take you back home, back to Godhead. Krishna may not allow us to go, but when Prabhupada is assuring, then he has no option but to accept. Because he is sold out to his devotees. He cannot change the will of his devotees, but he changes his will according to his devotees. So this is, Krishna is not just Bhakt Vatsala, he is Bhakta Vashiyata. He is captive. He is under the control. The Lord asked Arjuna to declare it. Why? Because sometimes the declaration of Govinda himself may seem contradictory to mundane creatures. But the mundaners will never find any contradiction in the words of the Lord. So who is bigger? Getting assurance from Krishna is higher, or getting assurance from Krishna's devotee is higher? Which one is higher? From devotee is higher. Krishna may not fulfill his purpose, but he will never fail in his affection to his devotee. The devotees are specially protected by the Lord so that they may remain infallible. This is what Brahmaji is speaking. Therefore, the process of devotional service always begins with the service of the devotee. Please very attentively mark this point. Therefore, the process of devotional service always begins with the service of the devotee who appears in disciplic section. The devotees are always liberated, but that does not mean that they are impersonal. The Lord is a person eternally, and the devotee of the Lord is also a person eternally. Because the devotee has his sense organs even at the liberated state. He is therefore a person always. And because the devotee's service is accepted by the Lord in full reciprocation, the Lord is also a person in his complete spiritual embodiment. The devotee's senses being engaged in the service of the Lord never go astray under the attraction of false material enjoyment. The plans of the devotee never go in vain. And all this is due to the faithful attachment of the devotee for the service of the Lord. This is the standard of perfection and liberation. Anyone beginning from Brahmaji down to the human being is at once put on the path of liberation simply by his attachment in great eagerness for the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, the primeval Lord. The Lord affirms this in the Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Mam choya avabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samite tan brahma bhuyai kalpate. Anyone therefore who is eternally serious in heart and soul about being in intimate touch with the personality of Godhead in the relationship of the transcendental loving service will always be infallible in words and actions, both. The reason is that the Supreme Lord is the absolute truth, and anything earnestly dovetailed with the absolute truth attains the same transcendental quality. On the other hand, any amount of mental speculation on the strength of material science and knowledge, without any bona fide touch with the absolute truth, is sure to be mundane untruth and failure, simply due to not being in touch with the absolute truth. Such godless, unfaithful words and actions, however materially enriched, are never to be trusted. That is the purport of this important verse. A grain of devotion is more valuable than tons of faithfulness. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Very, very important verse. The conclusion of what Lord Brahma spoke. Hare Krishna. Any question or contribution from your side? Yes, Purushottam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
As we heard, Brahmaji's position is temporary. He also comes back to the material world. But
No,
Prabhu, with this-
wait. From where are you speaking? Who told you that he has to come back to the material world? Where it is written? Show me the evidence. From where are you speaking? What are you speaking? This is not the proper understanding. Brahmaji's position is very special. He is the appointed position by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahmaji is saying that by Krishna's will and his empowerment, I do creation. Krishna is personally empowering to do his creation. And many times when there is no suitable person to take the position of Brahmaji, who takes the role of Brahmaji? Who takes the position of Brahmaji? Lord Krishna himself. He plays the role of Brahmaji. And Brahmaji, those who are pure devotees, at the end of the creation, at the end of creation when there is dissolution, from Brahmalok, with all the residents of Brahmalok, where do they go? Where do they go? I'm asking you, Purushottam.
Golok Prabhu.
Then how you are saying that he has to come back in the material world? Understanding has to be clear.
Yes, clear now.
You are confused. अभी बताया प्रभुपाद जी ने, any sincere student of Vedic knowledge must accept this truth of Brahmaji as infallible. Where is the doubt? But at times, this is also true, that when the position of Brahmaji is not taken by a pure devotee, then again, Brahmaji's day is again and again. Whenever there is creation, new day of Brahmaji. And whenever there is dissolution, that is the end of Brahmaji day. Then after 100 years, there is pralay, complete pralay. Those who are not pure devotees, they come back also. And it is also said that when the jiva falls from the spiritual world, he takes the position of Brahma. First position he gets is of the Brahma. And then further he goes down, glides down. But we're talking about Brahmaji, who is a pure devotee. Pure devotee Brahma, he is, of course, he is the appointed personality by Lord Sri Krishna, and Brahma is getting the knowledge from Krishna directly. Tena brahmhidayadi kaviyo muhiyanti yat surya. No one receives the knowledge as Brahmaji is receiving directly in the heart from Lord Krishna. Brahmaji is the founding Acharya of our disciplic succession. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is himself taking shelter of this Sampradaya. So the position of Brahmaji is very, very exalted. Okay. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? अभी हमारा क्लास बहुत श्रिंक हो गया, बहुत कम लोग रह गए, सब भाग भूग गए, किसी को भागवत सुनने में कोई रुचि नहीं है. Okay, I'll end here. It's already getting late. But very series of very, very important verses will be spoken by Brahmaji. Further to come next, we'll discuss tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories